having studio time with my daughter, and it seems like every time I want to come out here, she's headed out here, and so I don't want to discourage that, so I just do other things in the house until I can get out here. So now it's my turn. So today we are going to do a crow flow. So don't be intimidated by this. If you have not gotten up into crow yet, this is a great flow to help get you there. So one of the things that if you are new to doing yoga with us, you will hear me constantly say it's not about the full expression of the posture, which means the end result of the posture, but it's about what your body gains and benefits from on the way there. And that is true with all of yoga. Yes, we love to get into those inversions, those arm balances, those power poses, those things that make us feel really strong. However, all the work is in the way there. Once you can access those postures, it's more about resting in the posture. So all of our flow, what it does is opens up the body, it strengthens the body, and gives you the ability to access those postures. Wherever you're at in that posture just lets you know what your body needs. It's an evaluation for your body. So it's not about conquering crow pose or a headstand or a handstand or whatever. It's about being in tune with your body and realizing what your body needs from where you're at in that pose. So if you're not accessing crow and you can't even get your triceps to your knees, chances are you have either a tight low back and tight hips. And so it's super important to open that up to be able to access that, but more importantly, it's super important to open that up for your own health and wellness. So there's benefits in it. So I know a lot of people don't like inversions and arm balances. However, even if you don't ever go up into them, practice them, because your body really opens up in a whole different way when you practice these postures. You gain balance, you gain strength, you gain more mobility. That's what it's all for. So it's just, we get the fun picture at the end when we actually access the pose. So don't let this one intimidate you. We are going to do a ton of crow poses. So by the time you're done, your low back is going to feel really good because it's going to be nice and opened up and stretched out. Your hips are going to be super flexible. And we are working into the wrists because anytime we're hand balancing, we need to stretch out the wrists. The ankles are going to be stretched out. Your whole body's going to get worked out. Your core most definitely, because the engagement on any balance posture is core, and especially when you're doing hand balancing, core. But it's really going to work the upper body to strengthen that. It's also an opportunity for you to start to trust yourself. So one of the biggest factors in not accessing a pose is fear. So we are fearful of falling, which is, reasonable. We're fearful of not accomplishing it and feeling failure in it, which you should just let that go. Because yoga is a journey. I mean, if you could just come in and do every single thing right off the bat, then how does yoga benefit you? So enjoy the process of growing and learning and exploring your body and seeing how your body changes and strengthens and stretches and seeing how you can access new things. So I just wanted to put that out there because I don't want you to think, oh, well, that's all about crow. I can't do crow, so I'm not going to do that one. I don't want you to do that. This is how we get there, and this is how our body changes and strengthens. So a lot of crow. So you don't need any props. The only thing is I always sit on a blanket, and that is always helpful too. I always tell people to have your crash pad because sometimes we do lose our balance, even though our face is only this far from the floor. When you slide forward and your hands are underneath your legs and you can't catch it, you might hit your face. So you can stack pillows right up here in front or a blanket to soften your fall if you do lean forward. It's not very far, but I mean, if you skid across the floor on your face, it doesn't feel great. So I would suggest blanket, maybe a couple pillows. And let's get going. So my playlist is Yoga 2 today. I will copy that link in the description, in the comments, or in the post, and we will get going. So crow, you really need hips opened, so we're really going to open up the hips today. So let's bring that into an easy pose. An easy pose is just folded legs. I like both of my feet touching the ground instead of up like this, but if you like to sit in a half lotus or a full lotus, feel free to do that. This is your practice. Listen to your body and do what it needs. Nice straight spine, so me sitting on the blanket lifts my chest up and my spine is straight, which opens up my airway. Let's exhale everything out. And start your inhale. And exhale. Inhale again. And exhale. And one more breath. Inhale again. And exhale. Last breath on your own. Rolling the head from side to side. So super important, always important in yoga, but especially when you're doing arm balances and inversions, to bring that mind-body connection into place. It's super important for you to connect and feel what is taking place in your body so you know what needs to be adjusted to help find balance, to find engagement. And bring it up center, inhaling right arm up, exhale over. And exhale, reaching a little bit longer. Inhaling left arm up, exhale over. Take a breath and exhale, reach a little bit longer. Inhale up and exhale, twisting to the left, lift it up nice and tall. Ooh, my shoulders are still sore from the other day. Exhale, deepen that stretch. And release, lift it up nice and tall. Exhale, twisting to the right, pulling back that shoulder. Exhale, deepen that stretch. And bring it center, just folded legs. We're gonna hinge forward and rock the chest side to side. Keep pressing down on those knees, keeping them toward the floor. Nice flat back, so you don't wanna round up through the spine. Your eyes should be looking out. Chest is dropping closer to the floor, and then reach those arms out. Sink the chest down, crawl those fingers nice and long. stretching out those feet. Same thing, back and forth, lowering the chest, pressing down on those knees as you get a little closer to the floor. Crawling those fingers out in front. And draw that up. If you're sitting on that blanket, take it out and bring that to the front of your mat because you'll need that there. And opening up the psoas. So this is a psoas stretch. Feet are a little bit wider than hip width apart. Keeping the hands up because we're going to engage that core, tipping the knees to the left, pulling that right hip forward. Feel that stretch on the inner thigh all the way through as you pull the hip forward. If you keep the hip back, you're not going to get much of a stretch. You'll get a little bit. But once you slide that hip forward, that's when you'll feel that engagement. Core engagement, inhale without holding on to the floor, up. And exhale, dropping the knees to the right. Pulling that hip forward. Inhaling, knees up. Exhale to the left. Inhale up and exhale to the right. Yeah, let's bring it to the hands and knees. We're going to stretch out those hands, those wrists. So fingers back toward the knees. The tighter your wrists are, the closer your knees. Now your fingers are nice and wide. Always when your hands are on the mat, they're like this, okay? They're never like this. So the tighter those wrists are, the closer to the knees, the more flexible you'll walk them out farther, okay? Some of you have fingers that will go straight back to your wrists. I don't understand it, but it's the way you're made. Which benefits you in hand balancing because you have flexible wrists, which are nice. Mine are not very flexible. Now, throughout this, I'm going to cue the engagement no matter where you're at. If you're advanced, you can intensify this as much as you want. You can pop up into crow every time. You can work toward crane and work toward straight arms. You can maybe play around with single leg flying crow. Work on shifting knee from tricep to tricep. You're going to have plenty of time to play around with that. So if you are hanging in crow for a good 3 to 5 breaths, then those are the things that you want to start doing. If you are not accessing crow, then you just want to stay right with me and do what I do. Forearms toward one another, fingers toward the outside edge of your mat. Forearms don't have to touch. And then rock the shoulders side to side. So anytime our hands are on the floor like this, we want to stay rooted down through the heel and the behind the knuckles, the ball of our hand. We want to keep the weight off of the pinky side. There's a little bit of pressure, but most of the pressure is up in the thumb and the first 2 fingers. If you have really flexible wrists, your shoulders probably are rocking way far side to side. Mine are not. That shows how tight my wrists are. Fingers to the front. And we're going to circle around. Two more times around. One more time around. And reverse that rotation. One more time around. And we're going to counter that stretch. So back of the hands, on the floor, straighten the arms, sink the booty back. And rolling out the wrists. And pulling the left thumb back toward the wrist. And just kind of shake that out. The right thumb back toward the wrist. And shake that out. And we're going to open up the back. Since we're not using our props, and those of you that are used to using the wheel, you know we always like to open up our back because most of our day draws our body forward, and the activities that we're doing, phone activity, this is how we sit a lot of the times. Hopefully, if you're my regular yogi, this is not how you sit most of the time. Most of the time, I would like to see you with straight posture, but I know that we get lazy and we get slouchy. Poor posture is terrible, terrible, terrible for your body. So we like to open that back up. So as we tend to draw forward, we need to open that back up by arching over this blanket. So I just kind of make a little bit of a log. Slide my booty back to it, keep my knees bent, arch my back over it. And soften your belly, let your booty drop low, let those shoulders relax on the floor. Start to tip those knees side to side. Let the knees drop a little bit more each time they go side to side. I hope you guys play music because I'm really loud and vocal. Usually when we're in class, drop the knees all the way to the left. Usually when we're in class, I make noises, but we have music playing to distract from those noises. I'm a very vocal yogi. I do lots of moaning and groaning and make sounds, heavy breathing. Inhale those knees up and exhale to the right, dropping the knees all the way down as low as you can. Rolling to your right and bringing that up all the way up to standing. So, another thing to think of today as you are setting your intention for your practice, my intention that I've set for you for part of your practice is working into hips for your crow pose. So that's just one intention. You set the intention for your own practice. I would like for you to work on fewer steps to the front of the mat and to the back of the mat. Pulling the knee up into the chest is going to work your core and open up your hips. And it really strengthens what we call those float muscles. So if you can really lift the knee up, come up on the toes, rolling forward on the toes, pulling the knee way up into the chest helps to get that foot high on the mat. Every time we step to the front of that mat, those hips are going to open up more and more. So by the time you're done, your hips should feel really good. And whenever we open up the hips, it directly affects your low back. So working into the hips benefits the back. So it's full circle. So bringing that to mountain pose. Finding your stability, root your feet into the mat, feel nice and tall. We want to get out of this slumpy posture. Shoulders back and down. We don't want to pop the booty back. We want to pull it forward. Nice straight lines. Arms are right beside you, palms facing forward, fingers plugging into the floor, so you should feel some engagement in the triceps. Inhale, arms up, however you want to, either out to the side, to the front. Exhale. exhaling, forward fold. Maybe support that down on that first one. Feeling those hamstrings open up. Relax head, neck, and shoulders. If your hands don't reach the floor, bring pillows, blankets, something underneath your hands to give you a little bit of support. You always get a better stretch when your hands connect to something. If you don't have anything, shins are good. And you want to like pull the body in toward the thighs. Instead of rounding out like this releases that stretch. This deepens that stretch. Heel toe those feet out to the edges of your mat, and we're gonna slide side to side. So you're gonna feel those hamstrings open up, but we're also gonna start to work into those hips. Bring it center, heel toe those feet back underneath those hips. Good strong back, inhaling all the way up. Exhale, prayer hands. Every time you bring that down, prayer hands, the hands should get lower and lower. We're stretching those out, which is important for your arm balances. Nice flexible wrists. We stretch them out, but the more flexible they can be, and keeping them warmed up and flexible is good. Inhaling all the way up. Exhaling, forward fold. And we're going to pump out those knees because this is the posture we're going to be in a lot today. So bend the knees and straighten the legs. Keep the body hinged right in the hips. Bend the knees, straighten the legs. You're also warming up and stretching out these ankles. Bend the knees, straighten the legs. For some of you, you have good ankle mobility and your heels will stay on the ground. Mine do not. Bend the knees and straighten the legs. The more my ankles warm up though, the lower my heels get, but they never touch the floor. Bend the knees and straighten the legs. Two more times. Bend the knees, straighten the legs. One more time, bend the knees, straighten the legs. Good strong back inhale all the way up. Exhaling, namaste. Alright, we're going to do some standing planks just real quick because I want you to be able to get that engagement in your body. I'm going to do it from the side here so you can see what my body's doing. Normally we do seated planks so that you can find that engagement. So hands together, you can clasp them if you want. Just don't squeeze the hands. We don't want to transfer energy into the hands. We want to keep the energy in the core, through the shoulders, through the arms, but not the hands. So hands are pressing together, elbows together, take a breath, and exhale. Push out, tuck the pelvis in. And release. Exhale, push those forearms forward. I guess my elbows are not touching, but I'm rounding out through the shoulders, bringing the tips of my shoulders to the front, caving in my chest and pulling my chest in toward my spine, tucking my pubic bone up toward my heart. Inhale, release. Exhale, push and tuck. Inhale, release. Exhale, push and tuck. One more time, inhale, release. Exhale, push and tuck. And release. So we're going to go through Warrior Series flow, and we're going to do a crow every time we come to the front of the mat. That's how we're going to get all the practice of our crow in. So the body's going to feel really opened up today, but your arms are going to feel it. You're going to be working. Your core is going to be super engaged. So always think core, core, core. As we rock forward into crow, people tend to collapse the chest and lift the head, and the heart's pulling forward. The eyes are looking down and out, not up and out, and the heart is pulling up into the spine, and the pelvis is tucked in. just like up here. This is translated all the way down there. So let's do this. So let's push and tuck, palms forward, widen your fingers, keep that tuck, keep the tuck, bring the elbows to the knee, keep the tuck, keep the tuck, keep the tuck, keep the tuck, touch those triceps, don't let the tuck go, and your eyes should be looking out toward the front of your mat, and release. All right, so you feel that engagement in the core? That's the tuck that we want. All right, mountain pose. Inhaling, arms up. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Giant step back with one foot. Drop the pelvis. Lift the pelvis, take the other step back. You can drop to knees if you want to do your chaturangas on knees. Exhale, lower chaturanga. Slide through into that up dog. Open up that low back. Shoulders rolling back. Up over those toes, down dog. Pedal out. Chest pushing toward the thighs. Centering left foot, sweeping right toes up. Bend the knee, roll forward on the toes. Pull that knee up into the chest. Plant the foot. Drop the pelvis. Lift the pelvis, step it to the front. Hanging forward fold. Good strong back. Inhale all the way up. Exhaling forward fold. The opposite foot that you took back, lift it, take a giant step back, drop the hips, lift the hips, take a step back. If you're on the toes, roll forward, chaturanga, up dog, and down dog. Centering right foot, sweeping left toes up. Roll forward on the toes, pull that knee high up into the chest. Quietly plant the foot between the hands. Drop that pelvis. Lift the pelvis, step it to the front. Now, from here on out, inhale all the way up. And then exhale, forward, forward. We are going to start our crow pose every time, okay? Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Giant step with the right foot back. Sink that pelvis low. Lift the pelvis, step back, left foot. Lower chaturanga. Up dog. Pelvis down. Enjoy that up dog. And exhale, up over those toes, down dog. You're going to either step back up with your right foot, or you're going to take a jump up. Connect triceps to the knees. Pull the heart up. Roll forward on the toes. Eyes looking out. Don't look between your legs. And keep the toes connected. And hanging forward fold. Good strong back. Inhale all the way up. Exhaling forward fold. So we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Lift the left leg, giant step back. Drop that pelvis, opening up into those hips. Stretching out those hip flexors. Lift the hips, right foot steps back. Rolling forward on those toes, lowering chaturanga. Up dog. And exhaling, down dog. Now if you want to, you can lift the leg, pull it up, and step it to the front. Otherwise, you're going to work that hop. So you're going to spring load and hop it to the front. Crow pose, elbows connected to the triceps, eyes looking out. Now pull the heart up, engage the core, rolling forward on the toes. Lean, 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 keep the toes connected. And back on those heels, forward fold. Good, strong back, inhaling all the way up. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Right step, right foot steps back. Lower those hips a little bit more. Maybe bring the hands to the inside of the foot. Maybe pulse it out a little bit. Change up your flow. Maybe rock back and forth. Lift the hips, step the left foot back. Rolling forward on the toes, lower chaturanga. Up dog. Bring that into your down dog. Centering the left foot, sweeping the right toes up. Bend that knee, roll forward in the toe, plant that front foot. Back heel spirals down, sweep up. Warrior one. Sink into those hips. Hips come to the front. If you need to give those hips space, heel toe the foot to the edge of the mat. Tip the pelvis up. Hands come down to the mat. Step that left foot to the front. Connect the triceps, eyes looking out. Pull the heart up into the spine. Rock forward. Lean, lean, lean. Toes stay connected. We're going to fly our crow here in a little bit. We're going to bring the legs up. But right now, we're opening up hips still. And forward fold. Good, strong back. Inhaling all the way up. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhaling, forward fold. Left leg steps back. Low lunge. Maybe rock it out, side to side. Maybe pulse it out. Stepping right foot back, rolling forward on the toes, lowering chaturanga. Get a nice good stretch in that low back, pulling that heart forward. And down dog. Center the right foot, sweeping left toes up. Lengthen everything, long legs, long arms. Pull that knee way up into the chest, quietly plant the front foot, spiral back heel down, sweep up, warrior one. Sinking into the thigh. If those hips are going out this way, we want them turning toward the front knee, so give your hips some space. Heel toe that foot to the edge of your mat. Tip the hips up, nice straight spine. Bringing those hands down to the mat, step that back foot to the front. Connect the triceps, pull the heart up into the spine, eyes looking out. Now, make sure you're not planting your hands first. You're rocking forward onto the toes and letting the hands plant. Keep those toes connected. The next round, we'll start to work on picking them up. And forward fold. Good, strong back inhale all the way up. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Giant step back with the right foot. Right hand stays down, sweep that left arm up. Open those hips. Sink the hip down toward the floor. Hand comes down. Step the other foot back. Work through your vinyasa. Chaturanga, up dog, down dog. Meeting me in down dog. Centering left foot, sweep right leg up, bend that knee, open up the hips, bring the right fingers to fingertips. And pull that knee way up into the chest, quietly plant the foot. Back heel down. Always think soft landings. Windmill up, warrior two, to where there's no sound when your foot hits the floor. You have to squeeze the knee up into the chest to make that happen. Drop the shoulders, reaching the hand nice and long. Sink into that front thigh. Windmill that all the way down, hands to the mat, step the left foot to the front. Squat, connect the triceps, pull the heart up, tuck, roll forward on the toes, keep the eyes looking out, lean, 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 lean. And see if that right foot wants to pick up.
grip your mat. Bring the hand or foot down, hanging forward fold. So I go ahead and bring that all the way up, inhale up, exhaling, namaste, high grip. My fingers are like this on the mat. Okay, so here's the mat, this is my hand. Okay, I always pull my fingers back. Inhale all the way up, exhaling forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhaling forward fold, step the left foot back. Left hand stays down, sweeping the right arm up, drop into that hip. And bringing that hand down, step it back, work through that vinyasa. Centering the right foot, sweeping the left toes up, lengthen. Pull that knee way up into the chest, no sound on your landing. Back heel down, windmill up, warrior two. Sink into it, drop the shoulders. Making sure that knee isn't jutting out over the toes, it should stay above the ankle. Your heel and your arch are intersecting. Bringing those hands down to the mat, kick that back heel up, step it to the front, connect your triceps, pull your heart up into the spine, engage. Roll forward in the toes, wide fingers, eyes looking out. See if you can pick up the left foot. Foot down, hanging forward fold. Good, strong back, inhale all the way up. So those elbows should be getting lower on those knees, exhaling forward fold. We want to try to get those knees as tucked up high into the armpits as we can, because anytime you come up into a crow, your knees slide down. So you need to give them some space. So if you can get them higher up to begin with, you've got this whole arm to slide down. Inhale, half lift. Exhaling forward fold, giant step back with the right foot. Sink the pelvis low. Step it back. Work through that vinyasa, chaturanga, up dog, down dog. Meeting me in down dog. Centering left foot, sweeping right toes up. This time we're going to bring the foot to the outside of the right hand. Drop the pelvis and straighten the front leg. Drop the pelvis, straighten the front leg. Drop the pelvis, straighten the front leg. Take it, bend that front knee a little bit, step it to the front. Connect. This time we're going to try to pick up both. Pull the heart up into the spine, eyes stay looking out, wide fingers, roll forward in the toes, connect. Don't let those arms disconnect from your legs. Lean, 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 tip the shoulders down. And if you tip the shoulders down, the feet start to float up on their own. And then you can pull them up. And bringing those feet down. So recording yourself doing this is really good because it helps you. Go ahead and bring it to the knees real quick. Give you a little tiny break. It helps you to see alignment in your body. Since I can't be there to help you, you kind of got to feel this out for yourself. In crow pose, alignment, bone stacking is super important. If your elbows are behind your wrists, your butt is not going to come up. It's physics. It's not going to. Those feet are going to stick. If your shoulders are high up like this, that means your back is slanted and your booty's down. The booty has to come up. So you have to start leaning this way. So what I always tell you is to lean You want to start to bring the elbows up over the wrists. You see where my elbows are? Up over my wrists. Now, if your elbows are above your wrists, but your shoulders still up like this, then you need to start to drop the shoulders down to where you see the shape in my arm is like an L shape. Once my shoulders start to drop like that, my toes have to pick up off the floor. They can't stay connected. So it's all about physics. So if those toes are still stuck, always think about leaning forward and dropping the shoulders a little bit more and keep the core super engaged. Don't let go of this. Don't let go and plant the hands. Keep the triceps touching the knees and keep that engagement. Eyes stay looking out. Okay? Bring that up to standing at the front of your mat. Mountain pose. Inhale all the way up. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhale, half lifts. Giant step back with left foot. And drop those hips. Bringing the hands to the inside of the foot. And exhale. Oh, sorry. Bring it to the front. Step that right foot back. And let's straighten the front leg. And exhale. Drop it down. Straighten the front leg. Exhale, sink it down. Straighten the front leg. And we're going to bring that foot up to the front. Squat. Connect triceps. Pull the heart up. Wide fingers. Eyes looking out. Rock forward on the toes. Plant the hands. Keep leaning, leaning, leaning. Now tip the shoulders down. Down, down. Feet start to float up. Keep that core engagement. Use Mula Bandha. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze pelvic floor. And bringing those feet down, hanging forward fold. Good, strong back, inhaling all the way up. Exhaling, forward fold. Now we're going to go front to back on our mat. This way and that way. Crow pose every time. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Step it back. Lower the hips. Step it back. Work through that vinyasa. Giant step or hop forward. Connect. Heart up. Roll forward. Lean forward. Shoulders down. Float crow. Feet down. Forward fold. Good, strong back. Inhaling all the way up. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Step the right foot back. Windmill up, warrior two. Skandasana to the back leg. Turn. Heel up. Drop the hip. Step it to the back of your mat. Connect those triceps. Heart up. Don't disconnect. Roll forward. Lean, 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 lean. Heart pulling up. Shoulders tipping down. Feet float up. Hanging forward fold. Inhale. Left leg up. Step it back. Windmill up, warrior two. Skandasana to the front leg. Turn the hands down. Step it to the front. Connect. Rolling forward. Lean, lean, lean. Shoulders down. See if those feet float up. Forward fold. Good, strong back. Inhaling all the way up. Exhaling, forward fold. Lifting that left leg. Step it back. Windmill up, warrior two. Skandasana to that back leg. Turning toward the back of your mat. Heel comes up. Step it to the front. Squat. Connect the the toes, wide fingers, eyes looking out. Pull up, shoulders down, float the feet up. Feet to the floor, hanging forward fold. Lifting the right leg. Float it back. Spiral that foot down. Windmill up, warrior two. Skandasana to the front of your mat. Turning, hands come down, heels kick up, heel kicks up. Step it to the front. Squat. Connect the triceps. Pull the heart up. Rocking forward. Eyes stay looking out. If you're hanging in this, maybe start to straighten arms and go for crane. Hanging forward fold. Good, strong back inhale all the way up. Exhaling, namaste. Now, throw in your variations. If you've been doing crow and you've been popping up on the crow every single time, start to shift the leg. I'm going to show you from behind so you can see what my legs are doing. If you can hang into crow 3 to 5 breaths, it's time for you to start advancing your postures. We want to keep you growing, keep you being challenged, engaging the core a little bit deeper. So when we lean forward into crow, working on lifting the knee up and over. Okay? So you'll get to work one leg and then the other. So if you're there and you're ready for that, that's what you're going to do this time. Mountain pose. Inhaling all the way up. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Bend those knees. Squat. Roll forward. Heart up. Lean, 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 lean. If you're hanging in that crow pose, knee up and over. And bring that back, hanging forward fold. One side might be easier than the other. The other side is not my strong side. Whew. Centering left foot, sweeping right toes up. Step that foot back. Spiral the back heel down. Warrior one. Skandasana to the back leg. We're going to do the other side now. No, actually, we're doing the same side. So, turning it to the front of your mat, step it to the front. Connect those triceps, chest up, roll forward, connect, lean, 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 lean. And then if you can, pick that knee up, slide it over. And forward fold. Now we're going to do the other leg. Inhale all the way up. Exhaling, forward fold. Lifting the right leg. Stepping it back. Back heel down. Warrior one. Skandasana to the front leg. Turning toward the front of your mat, stepping that foot up. Now we're going to shift the leg over to the other arm. Connect, heart up, lean forward, drop the shoulders down. Once you're flying those legs, if that knee will pick up and over. Forward fold. Whoo! Inhale all the way up. Exhaling, forward fold. Lifting the left leg. Slide it back. Drop that back heel. Warrior one. That was a heavy landing. Sorry about that. Skandasana to the back. Turn, bring the hands down, kick that back heel up. Bring the foot up. Crow pose. Rocking forward. Slide the knee over. Hanging forward fold. Woo! Good, strong back inhale all the way up. Float that foot back. Back heel down. Windmill up, warrior two. Skandasana to the front. Now, we're gonna fly that crow. So if you're ready to move on, if not, you're gonna keep doing crow, front to back. If you're ready to move on, we're gonna fly crow. Got one side that usually does and one side that sometimes does, sometimes doesn't. So let's turn it to the front. Step back into your down dog. Unless you're going into regular crow, you're gonna step up and go into your crow. If you're doing a flying single leg crow, center the left foot, sweep the right toes up, bend the knee, bring that knee up to the tricep, lean the shoulders forward, take a little hop forward. Drop the shoulders down and fly the leg. That was short-lived for me. Hand hanging forward fold. Woo! Good strong back inhale all the way up. And exhaling, forward fold. And center the right foot, sweeping left leg up. Float that foot back. Spiral down, windmill up, warrior two. So if you're doing crow, you're just gonna step to the front of your mat and go into crow. If you're flying it, you're gonna step back into down dog. Windmill those arms down. Either step up into your crow or down dog. This is my side that's not real strong. Centering the right, sweeping left leg up. Bend that knee, bring it up to the tricep. A hop forward. Engage the core, grip the mat, shoulders down, fly. Short-lived for me. When you're ready, hang forward fold. Whew. Good strong back, inhale all the way up. Exhaling, namaste. One more crow pose to the front. Any variation that you want to do. So you can do regular crow, bringing the leg over to one side, or fly your crow. Inhale all the way up. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhaling, forward fold. Slide the right foot over, sweep the left leg up. Float that foot back. Windmill up, warrior two. Bringing it to the front. Any crow pose that you want. Hang in there, breathe. And forward fold. Interlace those fingers behind your back and pull up and over those shoulders. Ha. Another exhale, pull them up a little bit higher. And bring that down, shake it out. Bend those knees nice and easy. Ripple up through the spine. Woo. Circle the right arm around to the front. And to the back. Get that synovial fluid going through those joints. Switching arms. And to the back. One more time, clasp those hands behind your back. Roll the tips of the shoulders back. Hinging in those hips, bringing the arms up over the shoulders. Take another breath and exhale and pull them up over the shoulders. And bringing the hands down and rock those hips side to side. And bringing that down, grab arch over it one more time, just to release that low back. The back should feel pretty good. We got lots of up dogs in, but we had lots of core engagement, so we want to release that. Bringing the booty down, knees bent, arch. So that should feel way less intense than when you first did it at the beginning of class. Arms up above the head. And then just lengthen the legs out when your body feels ready, and then just melt your body into the floor. And rolling to your right and bringing that up. So, for our boat pose today, we're gonna work on a seated crow. So it's kind of the same engagement, but it gets you the engagement for the crow. Anytime we work on boat, those are working our floating muscles, the muscles that we use in crow. But we're going to tip or bring those knees high up in and squeeze them in first. Lift your chest up nice and tall. Pull the heels in as much as you can. Squeeze, get the knees up high, and lift the chest. Feel that open up in the front of those hips. So we don't want the back rounding here, so only bring your feet up as high as you can get, the chest lifting up. And then you're gonna push your hands. So you should feel those hip flexors really engaging. Pull the heart into your spine. And let's bring it to our back. Same thing, but on the back. So squeeze the knees in. And then you're gonna push the hands up. And now pull the shoulders up. Tuck your pelvis in towards your shoulders. And bringing that down, rolling that up. Finish off in boat. Chest is lifted nice and high. And butterfly. Hips and low back should feel really good. Your arms should feel really worked. Your core should feel worked. Core engagement is where it's at. If you want to access this pose, you really have to engage the core and hands on the mat, gripping the mat. Nice work. Let's settle into our Shavasana. On this particular playlist, scroll down, Life and Death. And then melt that back onto your mat. Learn to enjoy the rest. Your body gives so much work. Show it some appreciation by just giving it a couple minutes out of your day of resting it, taking good care of it. We demand so much from our bodies. It's good to show it some love, show it some appreciation. So loosen up the toes and the ankles and the calves. Soften the knees, the thighs, the booty. Palms are face up, fingers and wrists are loose, elbows soft, shoulder blades flat on the mat. Take your breath in. And exhale. Sinking the chest and shoulders into the mat. Relax your facial muscles. Let the eyes sink back. Softly close the lips, separate the teeth, and let the jaw fall back. Keeping the back of your head nice and relaxed. toes. Rolling wrists and ankles. Draw it all together, reach it out nice and long. Give yourself a nice, good stretch. Rolling to your right side whenever you're ready and bring that up into seated. Feel good about your practice today. Your body's growing, it's changing, it's becoming more flexible, it's getting stronger. Steady, consistent practice, that's where it's at. So let's exhale everything out. Big inhale, both nostrils. And a big exhale. Namaste, my lovelies. Have a wonderful day. Enjoy the sunshine if the sun's shining where you're at.